Hi guys, it's LSP. It's currently the 24th of June 2019. The time is 2:31 p.m. GMT time. Quick video, just going over some of the things that I was discussing last week regarding our three charts for the dollar index, and you can see we've had a really nice reaction. If you remember, this was a tail or a wick that was left behind, which has since been retraded through. But I was saying that the monthly, the weekly, and the daily were all showing a different picture. And at the time, the monthly was bullish, and the weekly was bearish unless it got through the 97.45, which was the crossover point for me. And then obviously the daily was neutral. Now you can see, now obviously look, it's very easy to look at this and say, well, price reacted nicely from here, and on the daily it didn't go through these levels and it reacted nicely, and that's all great, but how do you use this information? Well, what I was saying was, you have to, when you're in a situation where you just don't know, you have to wait for further information, you have to wait for further price action, you've got to let price do its thing, and show you where it wants to go. So even on the daily alone, you see this really nice reaction here. Like I said, the 97.16 was the crossover point here. If we take a look at the weekly, we're up here at 97.45. Sorry, yeah, 97.45. But that has to get through this up candle. I mean, that's talking like full-on bullish monthly. And on the monthly, we're probably talking if we did get through that 98.56. So you can see that I've got a level pretty much on every time frame that I'm expecting to see, but there are other things that need to happen before that happens. Now obviously we got a nice reaction. If we look at the daily again, you can see I had a really nice reaction here. This doesn't necessarily mean it's going lower, okay? Now obviously at this point when it starts to really grind lower, there's a very small area. What I like to do, that's effectively my range right there. That's what I like to see, because the closer we are to liquidity pools based on other things that are going on in the charts and the context and everything else, the easier it is for me to expect and to have confidence in a liquidity pool being raided. Okay, so as that was happening, obviously, you jump over to euro, you jump over to cable, you see if there's anything moving, in the direction that you expect, because sometimes you get decoupling, and you might get euro going sideways, cable going sideways, while the dollar's just kind of doing its thing. So, you have to wait for this stuff, and when you wait and you're patient and you see something that you like, then you have the confidence to get in. I will also mention as well, well, I'll say this now. I believe it's 95.16 now, or 95.15 to 95 big figure. I think this is effectively where we're headed now. I mean, the new crossover point for me now is this level here, 96.50. We'll just call it 96.80. That's a good sort of dollar away. I can't see it, to be honest. I mean, you would have to see something spectacular. It would make absolutely no sense for price to be where it's at right now and then just rip to the upside. It makes more sense for it to come down here, take out the liquidity below this low, potentially this low here, and then start to grind higher. It doesn't change the overall context of the move. I'm not saying like, it's bullish or bearish. That's not what I mean. What I like to do is I like to look for liquidity pools that I'm confident in that are going to get raided, that should get raided, okay? That's what I like to see. I don't really have biases per se, bullish or bearish biases. It's more, like I said, about liquidity pools, stop runs, things that I know make sense to me from a logical point of view, and things that put my account in the black. That's all I care about. But like I said, it wouldn't make any sense, and it can come down there, tag this, and then go back into this kind of broad range consolidation that it's been in for a while, and then continue to the upside. So it swings and roundabouts. So I'll briefly talk about cable as well. Obviously, if you've been following me on Twitter, you'll see that I posted a limit order which I had open, which unfortunately didn't get tagged. I was within a few pips of getting tagged on that order. Just pop over to Twitter if you want to see that. It's just an order. It's nothing. I had the order out there this morning, and it was open for ages. To be fair, the order was open for a good while. Price went down there, and then it proceeded to move around about 50 pips or so. It would have been. It was a perfect range for me to take a quick 20-30 pips, but I didn't get my move, so it is what it is. And we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm currently long cable again. I've taken it off this really nice area here on the 4-hour chart. I do believe we're going to end up here. The first trade, which I should have just done this in the first place, but the first entry was here. basically, and I was a few pips away. And then obviously we had this really nice, let's just say, 30 pip move, almost 40 pip move. I missed it. It is what it is. It's a few pips away. But the reason I mentioned that, is because I was saying very frustrating when that happens sometimes. Like for me now, I don't really care, but I used to get really frustrated. And then it would make me want to get in, and force a trade. But you don't. It's completely unnecessary. This second trade now. The reason I've opened this second trade is for two reasons. Number one, I believe that the dollar index is not moving enough, to warrant me not being in this trade. What I mean by that is I expect it to, not necessarily today, but I expect it to drop. Okay, and if you look at euro, we still have a liquidity pool up here, and it's showing no signs of slowing down. So again, makes sense. And then I haven't looked at euro GBP. Let's take a look at the daily of euro GBP. So we had a pop-up here, a very small inefficiency up here. So there's still a little bit of upside. Euro GBP isn't doing my cable any favors. I'll say it like that. What I might do actually, and you'll see me do this live. Yeah, what I'm probably going to do is I'm gonna get out of that trade right now, and I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I believe, if memory serves, we have cable news tomorrow. Let's have a look. So that's today, and then tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Inflation report hearings. So Wednesday we have some pretty decent news for cable. Tomorrow, just basic stuff. Aussie dollar, OPEC meetings. Yeah, so I don't know. I can't see anything amazing this week. And then obviously we've got current account and final GDP on Friday. Not really looking to do anything on Friday, to be fair, this week. So it's probably going to be a Wednesday trade. But tomorrow, I'll see if I can pick up a 20 pip trade tomorrow. And as always, if I see it, I'll get in and I'll show you. But yeah, so we'll leave it at that. And what else? I'll tell you what I will quickly mention, actually. Something that I've been meaning to talk about briefly. If you remember, I was saying forever, that gold was going to clear the 1375 level. Okay, and I'll say that now before I put it up there, 1375. And as you can see, finally, if anybody was watching some of the videos I did last year or some of the commentary I was talking about last year, you remember I tried a trade on gold. I got stopped out, got messed around a little bit. I did get in on some of this, so I'm pleased about that. My final exit was 1345. Did not take the pop outside of the 1375. After that, the 1345 exit, didn't really care. I just said fine, whatever, it is what it is. I've managed to recuperate, some of the losses that I took last year on gold, because I traded very sparingly gold, so I recuperated some of the losses that I took on gold. And it's put me back in the black on gold, so I'm happy with that. No issues there. But like I said, finally, it's tagged that 1375 level, and I imagine now with such a strong push, if we finish the month strong, I believe we're probably. I mean, we'd have to really go, but I believe, because that's a nice strong breakout, to be fair. At least 1487, I think, is probably where we're headed to next. So we'll see. There is a very small pool of liquidity just here, which is not that far away, 1435. So we'll see. But that's my take on gold. Finally got through there. Wasn't involved in that last, from 1345 to 1375. I didn't take or make any money on that, that small portion. But I just wanted to point it out because finally, it got through. All right, guys. So we'll leave it at that. I hope the video finds you well. Again, very busy this week. Once this week's finished, next week I will be back home, and I'll do the Zoom test. Probably going to be on a Tuesday. It depends when my wife's going to be working. So if my wife's out of the house, it makes it easier for me to do the Zoom test because I've got more freedom to speak, and to just do whatever I need to do. So it's either going to be a Monday or a Tuesday. I'll do the Zoom test. So if you want to be involved in that, follow me on Twitter. I will post the link there, and I will speak to you guys very soon. All the best.